Well, Happy New Year, everybody. This is from tree decline, nationwide tree decline. Few people have the ability to recognize how unhealthy and sick the world's trees and foliage have become. Please develop an eye for this. Look around you. What signs do you see? Black fungus, curling fried leaves, sparse crowning, too early regrowth, dead leaves still clinging, secondary growth, new branches sprouting from trunks, entirely dead trees, stripped bark, uprooted trees. Notice the white stuff on the bark of trees right here. See all this white stuff right here? It looks a lot like chalk or even paint, and has been showing up on tree trunks over the last couple of years, climbing higher with the passage of time. Are these trees attempting to eliminate compounds that are building up in them? What are these deposits? All right. California redwoods at State Capitol Park in Sacramento are ringed with white tube socks. What is this material, and why is there more of it on the trees each year? Look at all that. Terrible. Tube sock effect on trees. What is it? See all the white right here? All over the country, trees are showing strange symptoms. Tube socks, bark turning white from the ground up about 2 or 3 feet, dead leaves and branches bending downward. Look up into the tree and you might see the leaves looking scorched and brown well before winter. Interior growth is sparse. Black fungus is another report. What is causing this? Rumors circulate that the usual beetles, or undefined fungus, conveniently vague with the familiar nothing to get worried about subtext or afternote. In the case of the tube socks, as the white material builds up, the bark of the trees will come off in big chunks in your hand. Notice in this picture that the white stuff also shows on the roots. So you can see the white right there. One researcher noticed that the white was almost apparent on trees that are watered or irrigated, and not present on trees that take in only groundwater, although others say they see it in the forests also. Okay. Alan Buckman, formerly a wildlife biologist with the California Department of Fish and Game, has taught concerned citizens how to identify dying trees. We are so used to taking trees for granted that we don't know much about them, or even take the time to look carefully at them. Just taking a walk in your neighborhood, or even having a conversation with friends or homeowners, might open your eyes to what's happening to our trees. Deborah Whitman of Davis, California, has founded a non-profit called Environmental Voices, and is offering to help people test the health of their local trees. So far, bark samples from Northern California show high residues of, check this out, aluminum, barium, and titanium. Those, my friends, are ingredients in the chemtrails, which might well be the source of the white deposits we are seeing. What is silicate? Dictionary definition: any of numerous insoluble, often complex metal salts that contain silicone and oxygen in the anion, constitute the largest class of minerals and are used in building materials as cement, bricks, and glass. Silica or silicon dioxide is present in 25% of the Earth's crust. Think sand. Silicates are created when the silica binds with metallic salts, oxides, also naturally occurring. However, a note is the fact that metallic salts, e.g. aluminum oxide, are a major component of the aerosols, aka chemtrails, appearing everywhere in our sky. Could it be that these metallic silicates are overloading our trees and causing their health to rapidly decline? I would say absolutely, without a doubt. Former California crop loss analyst Rosalind Peterson comments, once you have air pollution and add aluminum, it allows the tree roots to uptake the aluminum, which then prevents the roots from absorbing water and nutrients to survive. This leads to death, which looks like drought. I'm going to say that again. This leads to death, which looks like drought. The trees aren't getting the water that they need because of the aluminum that are in the chemtrails. Okay, now we have the issue of sunlight. Not a small matter. Sunlight is a natural disinfectant, as people discovered in earlier centuries when glass windows were installed in houses. Light prevents molds from forming and growing, and our general health is better. In fact, 3 of the biggest reasons overall public health improved, running water, glass windows, and washable cotton underwear that was changed on a regular basis. Medicine was not key. Hygiene was. Lack of direct sun causes higher humidity and less light. Perfect conditions for molds, mildews, and fungus growth. Lack of direct sun. It's like they're chemtrailing. They have occluded the sun. You can't see it. It's in front of it. Lack of direct sun causes higher humidity and less light. Perfect conditions for molds, mildew, and fungus growth. Most important, direct sunlight is needed for photosynthesis by plants to make chlorophyll, their food. And filtered sunlight just doesn't do the trick. Translation: plants cannot nourish themselves properly when man-made clouds cover the sky. In Mendocino County, Northern California, from December 16, 2006 to May 30, 2007, there were only 3 full days of direct sunlight. Wild grasses do not grow more than a couple of inches, despite normal rainfall. And yes, I lived in Mendocino County. Okay. Artificial clouds from the chemtrails. The death of trees. Throughout suburban neighborhoods these days, trees are being reduced to what you see pictured on the right here. Homeowners are spending thousands for tree removal, not knowing why their trees are dying. Arborists tell us the problem is bugs and blight. But why such a rise in infestation by bugs and blight? Weakened trees with sparse foliage and bowed branches are now visible in many backyards. Because sick or dying trees are more apt to collapse and therefore considered to be hazards, they are usually cut down or destroyed. What will our world look like with fewer and fewer trees? Now look at all this. That's horrifying. All this white stuff you see here, that's from the chemtrails. Oh, that's just horrifying. Hold on. There we go. Okay, let's see this one. That's sad. Okay. Alan Buckman points out that fungi and beetles often seek weak or damaged wood, so blaming tree decline on these causes is not conclusive. Writes Rosalind Peterson, whose new website is www.agriculturaldefensecoalition.org. The dead and dying trees, dead branches, impacted shrubs, and bushes are turning some of our forests into torches when touched by fire. Like California, we were definitely touched by some serious fire this year. Imagine all those trees that we've lost. And the homes, and the people's homes, and all that. But we are losing a lot of trees, year after year. Okay, so why are our public officials ignoring this problem? Not taking tree ring and soil samples to find out why our trees are stressed and dying? What has caused this ecological imbalance? Well, dumb me, it's the chemtrails, it's our government. So far the typical response is drought and bugs. You know how the news is always saying, California's in a drought, we're in a drought, we're in a drought. No, we're not. We are not. I live here. We are not. But many areas where trees are in decline have had normal rainfall. Healthy trees resist pathogens and bugs. Many state and federal government officials will talk about decline off the record, but are afraid to speak out because they fear the loss of their jobs. Why? Okay. From Charles Little's book, Dying of Trees, aluminum is a common constituent of forest soils, but it is locked up in aluminum silicates, and in this compound form, no danger to trees or other plants. And in this compound form is no danger to trees and other plants. With acid rains, however, the silicates are broken down and the aluminum is freed. The metal kills the roots of the tree first. This means that trees can no longer absorb and transport needed nutrients, are weakened and can be invaded by insects or pathogens, or succumb to extremes of weather, in which case they die. Charles Little attributes the dangers of aluminum to the metal being unleashed from its silicate form by acid rain. Perhaps more research must be done to see whether aluminum overload, even in silicate form, endangers trees, or whether factors besides rain alone causes metals to unbind and weaken the health of the trees. Basically, it's the chemtrails that are doing this. There you go. Test results from the tree shown above, right here. Okay. Bark taken from the tree was tested for aluminum, barium, strontium, and titanium, the exact ingredients, alright, in chemtrails. So our trees are dying because of the chemtrails. Alright, while the EPA does not provide information on what constitutes safe or tolerable levels for these elements in the wood of trees, the testing came out positive for all 4 substances. Aluminum was highest, 387 mg. And this tree in Solana Beach, California, by far outstrips similarly tested trees in Davis and Nevada City. A tree in Lake Tahoe, California beat this one at 435 mg/kg. So, I'm going to scroll down. Hold on. So, geoengineering is already part of our lives. Its end goal may be difficult for most of us to grasp. Why would they do that? Letting nature go by the wayside to come in with fixes and life forms that are technological from their very engineered origins, and most important, will respond to technological control. Why, you ask? Because there will be no variables. Nature's full of unpleasant variables. Some people don't think that's why it should be because of God. Some people evidently believe we should take over and run nature ourselves. Contemplate the realities and possibilities. Read Michael Murphy's observations from his March 2010 trip to Shasta County in Northern California, where aerosol spraying occurs almost every day. Sorry guys, I skipped a paragraph. Let me go back up here. Okay. Alright, spiderwebs, transparency, and fungus. I don't want to get into the spiderweb stuff here too much. Because I do not believe this to be made by spiders. I have seen this. I have tested all this white stuff, and it comes from the fibers, the nanofibers from the chemtrails. So I'm going to skip over that part. Don't agree with everything in this article. Alright. So anyways, let's go down here. Take a drive around, or better yet, walk. You'll have more time to look. The word transparency is being used in reference to trees. In the old days, trees provided privacy. They were thick, lush, green, and cooling. Today you can literally see through them. So stark and bare have they become. They are also laden with fungus, both green and black, especially visible after rain. That's because our sun keeps getting blocked out. Like I said earlier in this article. Alright, direct sunlight. These trees need direct sunlight to keep the fungus from growing. Okay, notice the brown frost on the tips of needles or leaves. Forests used to be green. Today they have a noticeably brown hue. And this is not from drought or climate change. Alright. And why do they talk about geoengineering? Well, that leads me to the second part of this video. Let me go down here first. I don't need to. There it is. Genetically engineered trees to replace real trees. Don't think it couldn't happen. It's happening now. ArborGen, a division of Monsanto, has been experimenting with genetically engineered trees across the country, allowing rampant natural tree, see this? Allowing rampant natural tree death. Hello? Maybe that's why we've had so many fires? Ever thought about that? As we are witnessing all over the planet. Could be a deliberate strategy so that the new forms of better trees can be introduced instead. Corporations who have patents on such trees will require annual licensing fees and replacement of their trees in parks, on streets, in our front yard and backyards. Genetically modified trees will be non-reproductive, fast-growing, and easy to replace at any time. Forests will be like cities, all laid out and planned. Because the trees will be sterile and produce no nuts, berries, or seeds, there will be no songbirds, squirrels, or insects in these artificial forests. Hence the term, the silent forest. And ArborGen, come on. Come on. Come on. Hold on, pause. ArborGen, Global Reforestation Partner. Leading global supplier of conventional and advanced genetic tree seedlings, exclusively for the forestry market. ArborGen, remember this is a division of Monsanto, is committed to effective sustainable forestry solutions that improve the productivity of well-managed working forests to meet the challenges facing the global commercial forest industry. Now you know why we keep seeing all these fires and why they're being allowed just to burn. There's an agenda. Now look down here. Okay. 6 billion seedlings sold to date worldwide. 50,000 acres of, this is GMO, fake trees, guys, remember that. 500,000 acres of forest land are planted with our seedlings annually. Jesus. 6 billion seedlings already sold to date. 60 years of research goes into every pine seedling. 20 satellite refrigerated cooler distribution locations. 20 million? Wow. 20 million acres of our seedlings have already replanted around the globe. That, my friends, is not good news. They're burning our natural trees and replacing them with fake trees that will not have birds or squirrels or any other life in them. This is horrible. I'm speechless. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget, go out and hug a tree today. Ta-ta until next time. Happy New Year.